Good evening, I am Siddhartha, and today I'll be talking on the introduction of the case study of this project, as well as the objectives of the project from the perspective of the subject of process safety and loss prevention. As mentioned earlier, the chosen reaction is the production of acetaldehyde from ethylene by air oxidation. So before we delve deeper into the reaction in the following parts, I think it would be very wise if we could have a brief overview of what actually that we are dealing with in terms of components, final product, as well as the reaction in itself. So the final product of our reaction is acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde, or to refer to its systematic chemical name ethanol, which is also one of the earliest known members of the aldehyde family. Acetaldehyde or ethanol is known to have the shortest carbon chain among all aldehydes. It comprises of one main or central carbon atom that is double bonded to an oxygen atom, also known as the carbonyl group. The objectives of this study with relation to the study of process safety and loss prevention revolves around designing a project or a reaction that emphasizes on the importance of safety both to the operation as well as the operators. There are numerous hazards that need to be identified and assessed in order to prevent any mishap from occurring. Therefore, there are many requirements that has to be fulfilled before it is safe to pursue the production of acetaldehyde. In this project, we will be highlighting all the hazards as well as the recommendations to rectify any possible mishaps. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Vaishnavi Ravi from Chemical Engineering Department. Today I'll talk about hazards. Hazard exists everywhere. Hazard is something that has the potential to hurt or harm someone or something. There are 6 types of hazards, which is psychosocial, ergonomic, physical, chemical, mechanical, and biological hazards. It is very important to identify the hazards and eliminate them before they can cause any accidents. So the hazards we identified from a stripping unit is fire, explosion, contamination, overpressurization, and overheating. So the first hazard is fire. Fire is produced through the chemical reaction between fuel, oxygen, and heat. There are 3 types of fire, which is pool fire, jet fire, and flash fire. Fire can be prevented by removing one of the leg from the fire triangle. It is very important to identify the flash point temperature of a substance before using it to prevent it from overheating and which can cause fire or explosion. Second hazard is explosion. Explosion is a rapid increase in volume and rapid release of energy in an extreme way. There are 2 types of explosion, which is detonation and deflagration. They can be determined by identifying the relationship between the pressure shock wave and also the reaction front. Third is contamination. Contamination is a state of being impure which reduces the quality of the substances. Contamination can occur naturally or during the process. There are 2 types of contaminations, which is inorganic and organic. Fourth is overheating. Overheating is where the temperature increases rapidly, which can lead to fire, explosion, or other injuries. Overheating can reduce the lifespan of a material or the unit or machine, and also it will degrade them. Overheating can be prevented by determining the heat capacity of the substance we are using. Lastly is overpressurization. Overpressurization is the pressure produced from the pressure shock wave, which is above the atmospheric pressure. Equipment such as pressure relief valves are used in a plant to prevent the system from exceeding the designed pressure. It is very important to properly design and to determine the operational parameters of a plant to prevent accidents from happening. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nomahinda and I'm from Group 2J, and I will be presenting about the HAZOP study. Okay, HAZOP is a hazard and operative study, which is a very structured and systematic examination for a very complex operation in order to identify and also to evaluate the hazard that may occur. And for our selected separator unit, it's a tripper. And the 3 parameters that we have identified is flow, temperature, and also pressure. For flow, what happens if there is more flow of feed into the column? That is due to the level control valve malfunction. Thus, it will make the impurities to be not able to be separated completely from the products, which is the acetaldehyde, thus lowering the purification desired. And this can be prevented by installing high level alarm, and also we can check the sizing of the pipe. And the second point is that what if there is no flow of condensate into the stripping column, which is due to the blocked valve of condenser, and this will cause the column to be overpressured due to the overflow of steam. And we can prevent this by installing installing emergency shutdown system. And for the third point, if there is no flow of cooler, which is caused by the power failure, and this will make the column in a very high temperature, and in order to prevent this, we can use backup power or supply generator. And the fourth one, what happens if there is more pressure in the column, which is caused by the tube failure in the reboiler, which this event will then cause a very big fire, a major fire, which we can prevent this by installing pressure alarm high, which is PAH. And the last point is what happens if there is more temperature flowing into the column, high temperature of volatile products. So if that happens, which is due to the condenser malfunctioning, then it can cause us explosion due to overheating, and we can prevent this by installing explosion pressure relief. Thank you.
Good evening once again, Siddhartha here, and in this next chapter, we will be talking about the recommendations as well as the justifications to increase the safety of the chosen separation unit, which in this case is the stripping column. They pose a threat from the property of the chemical plant to the operators of the reaction on a daily basis. In fact, the first hazard that is under consideration is the fire hazard. In order to combat a fire hazard, it would be very wise to keep all key equipment accessible to all personnel at all times. In this way, any fire hazards can be controlled by the emergency response team within a matter of minutes. Hazard caused by explosions. In order for an explosion to happen, an environment must exist for it to be habitable to an explosion. Therefore, it would be very wise to assess and manage all work environments in order to keep them explosion free. The third hazard that is under consideration is the hazard caused by impurities. This must be avoided by ensuring that the storage of the chemicals are done accordingly, and there is a set of regulations to be followed for the storage of chemicals. Hazard of overheating. There must always be an observatory eye on the heat load of the separation unit. The last hazard that we are looking at is the hazard of overpressurization. Overpressurization can be avoided by autonomously gauging the pressure. Therefore, it is automatically controlled. The pressure values are maintained at a safe level, and overpressurization does not occur.
A very good day to Sir Chu Tiam Lang and fellow viewers. So my name is Daniel Mirzan. I'm from Group 2J. So without further ado, I will explain for the conclusion of this report. So basically, acetaldehyde is one of the metabolics of ethanol. Therefore, it can be said that the adverse effect of acetaldehyde is almost the same as the adverse effect of ethanol, which means that it is quite lethal and dangerous. Due to this, it may even lead to skin irritation and even cause cancer due to the fact that it is classified as carcinogen. As the objective of this report, it is crucial to determine the hazards before proceeding with the safety analysis. As my friend Vaishnavi mentioned just now, the identified hazard in the stripping column includes fire, explosion, contamination, overpressurization, and overheating. For the safety analysis, hazard and probability is conducted as studies have been utilized with incredible accomplishment within the chemical industry. So to conclude, the operation of the separating column will result in plenty of hazard, which may all be hindering in just direction, yet could imperil the plant just as the workforce associated with activity in the operation and separation unit. Suggestion and recommendation to additionally improve the safety standards of operation will consistently be put forward as the awareness of safety standards increase. So that's all from us. Thank you and have a nice day.